There's little doubt that the two teams that deserve to make it to the Grey Cup will play in the Grey Cup. Toronto beat Winnipeg so convincingly, and Edmonton defeated BC so thoroughly that it would be difficult to make a case that the best two teams aren't going to meet in Vancouver. Best as far as ability. In the case of Edmonton, definitely not best as far as the league is concerned, because selling Toronto-Edmonton tickets in Vancouver will not be easy.
For the rest of the week, no matter where you go in Vancouver, it will be nearly impossible to escape the Grey Cup. But you cannot believe everything you read. Tickets are not limited. When the Eskimos buried the Lions, they may have done more damage than they realized. The lineups at the ticket centers, like the Lions, have disappeared. Now comes the tough part for the CFL, filling these 60,000 empty seats by game day. All you have to do is take a look at the local newspaper and the classifieds to realize how much of the interest has faded away. For example, here's a couple of tickets, $45 a piece, or best offer. How about this? $60 a ticket, 50-yard line, or best offer.
A week ago in this marketplace, there was a lot of energy devoted to the fact that the Lions had an opportunity to be there. There was that revival in the interest, and there's no question when you look at the fact that UBC got peppered very well in the Vanier Cup, and then the next day the Lions lose in the next game of the Grey Cup, that there was a bit of a downer.
But at least the CFL is not alone. Meet Stan Garrison. Garrison is a ticket broker here in Vancouver. He was convinced the Lions would be in the Grey Cup, so he gambled $20,000 on tickets and lost.
Well, I'm confident that the worst case could be maybe 8,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. But, you know, next year could be a different story. Last year was a different story. You know, it's the kind of thing that you got to go over the long term.
The frustration of West Coast fans is great news for people across the country. Right now, the number of unsold tickets could be as high as 30,000.
Well, I don't think that that's true. I do not have an actual ticket count that I can say that there's X number of tickets available. There are some tickets available, and those tickets are, there's an attempt being made to move those tickets to ensure that they're picked up.
The CFL is not only counting on that, but more importantly, it's now banking on it. David Pratt, TSN, Vancouver.
There may be many reasons why the Eskimos beat the BC Lions, but the most obvious was the long pass. The BC corners could not handle Stephon Jones and Brian Kelly, the Edmonton wide receivers. You know that the Argonauts coaching staff is lying awake at night trying to find ways to stop Jones and Kelly. But Kelly says he and Jones might not even be keys to the game plan.
I don't know what we're going to do against Toronto. We haven't got our game plan yet. We may decide to run the ball 50 times this week. But I don't think so. I imagine we'll throw the ball a few times and try to run it a few times, keep them off balance. And the key thing with us is giving the quarterback protection. If the quarterback has time to throw, either the backs or a receiver, somebody can get open.
But you just know he's dreaming about that down, out, and down on Darnell Clash.